I know it is. So it's Lelanie. My name's Lelanie. I've been training Jiu-Jitsu for like 5-6 years. I'm gonna put there. Like we can minus like about 2 for injuries, but roughly 5-6 years. Currently training from Ability Academy, Stefan's gym. Used to train with WTA5. Love them. It's just practical reasons that we moved over. So majority I train with WTA5, but currently with Ability right now.
Are you carrying any kind of nickname in the gym?
Huntley named me Firecracker. Yeah.
Why?
You're gonna have to phone him. Something with being unassuming, he says. Yeah. Also, maybe the personality, I'm not sure. It could have been Jiu-Jitsu, but it could not have been.
How quick did you get into competition from the time you started training Jiu-Jitsu?
Very quick. My first comp was 2 months in. Yeah. It was like I'm kind of a deep water person. I feel like the people around me are, and they just move me to do these things. Probably not, it's probably me. Yes, I started training Jiu-Jitsu with Warren in Bloemfontein. 2 months later, bam smack, first comp. Lost the one, won the other, and hooked. Yeah.
What would you say was like the driving force behind like competing as often as possible?
In the beginning, it wasn't as often because we were in Bloemfontein, so we'd have to drive to Joburg. But that was like, the beginning was like, I was with Warren for a few months, so like maybe the first 8 months. After that, I think, I'm not entirely sure what people's driving forces are. You have to do so much. I mean, you know the answer, but I think the environment as well. I mean, JP has a very competitive team. I guess personality moves into that as well. If I do something, I do it. I don't like doing stuff halfway. So if you're going to do it, test yourself to know if you're doing it. So probably that.
What would you say was that thing that made you want to go and seek out Jiu-Jitsu?
I know the answer solidly in my heart. So how I started was I didn't mean to start Jiu-Jitsu. I don't think anyone means to start Jiu-Jitsu. Sorry. So I started with boxing. Friends and I moved over from aerobics to boxing. But they had to beg me. Like it was like we were looking for something else to do, and it took them like 6 months of begging me to just come to a boxing class, and I thought it would be the most boring thing. So I think in the first week I saw on the board the times were written, like the kickboxing class, jiu-jitsu, and I was like, I'd never seen the word in my life, so I asked what it is, obviously. He was like, well, I can't explain it, just come try. So I tried, and it made me want to go again. But I do remember 2 weeks into having been doing jiu-jitsu for those 2 weeks, I passed my first guard. And it was like, we were doing a sweep or pass drill. And I just couldn't, there were only guys. It was like these big guys sweeping me. And I was like, I have to get this right. I don't know why, I have to get it right. And 2 weeks later, I passed the first guard. I was like, gotcha, I'm staying. Yeah. I think it was amazing exposure. I loved it. It's one of, I don't know if it's a weird thing we have, but you go through that and you're like, I want to do it again. It was horrible, but I want to do it again. So I think it was amazing. It was my first to that big competition with all the lights and all the eyes. But also it wasn't the first comp after being off for so long. It was the second. I did a quick submission kings just to get the adrenaline quickly as well. But to me it was a big deal because I put myself out there, and that was after knee surgery and rehab. So nothing other than it was amazing. Yeah.
So as to how that felt, like technically how things were going for you.
I don't think I had any expectations going on. I had no idea who she is. But it felt good. I think it felt good. It was a rookie mistake. I had been training over time, and then my mind went to, okay, this is what you did, and then made some rookie mistakes. So it is a little bit like all the way up to there, like just a few seconds, like a 20-second difference. It feels a little bit like, but other than that, I don't lose sleep over it, because it was to me, it was putting myself out there and doing really well. Like I don't feel anything other than proud that I did that. So, and I don't think I looked crap.
Talk us through what you make of the matchup with Hannah Griffith. How much do you know? What are you expecting? Where's your mind at?
Yeah. Again, I don't know much about her on a jiu-jitsu level, other than she's Luke's sister. And I saw her at one, I don't know, when he was back in South Africa, a seminar thing at East Rand. Saw her there. Seems really friendly. I like people who smile. I smile, I like smilers. Because I don't know her at all, don't particularly know anything about her. I assume she would be very technical, and going into anything you should be prepared for any opponents. But yeah, don't know much about her, but happy to have the opportunity.